What's up, everybody? Clay here, Cardboard Empires. There are times in some of my videos that I might come off as bearish on the Pokemon market or the TCG market as a whole, and I can assure you that that's not the case. I wouldn't be a broker or dealer in this field if that were the case. A lot of my videos are just simply from the perspective of a retailer, and I think sometimes collectors watch it and they think that I'm trying to get down on the hobby or that I'm trying to scare the market or be bearish, overly hesitant. And that's not the case. There are things that I as a retailer have to think about that collectors or maybe flippers, scalpers, not a dirty word to me, um, don't necessarily have to think about. But there are parts of the Pokemon card game and TCGs that I do collect. This Charizard is probably one that I'll never sell. There's nothing really fancy about it. I don't know if the camera's focusing on it. It's only an 8. It's an unlimited 8. There's nothing fancy about it. It's only worth probably, I don't know, $800 to $1,000 in the market last time I checked. I was a little disappointed, to be honest with you, when it got an 8 because man, it is almost immaculate except for one scratch that's barely visible on the holo foil. So I agree, there's no way that it can be a 10, but I think maybe an 8.5, maybe a weak 9. Everything else about the card is immaculate. It is immaculate. There are no die bends from when the cards get cut. There are no die marks on the corners. There is zero whitening. The varnish on both sides of the card is perfect, like the day it rolled off the factory floor. It's just that one scratch, so that's a little bit disappointing. But there's a reason why I'll never sell this Charizard card. Any other Charizard that comes across my desk, I'll probably sell. But this one is special to me. It's special to my wife and her family. This was her dad's Charizard. It was one of the first collections that I purchased as a card dealer. And it was his collection from back in the 90s that my wife used to play with as a little kid. This used to be sleeved and in this like tackle box setup. And she remembers being a little girl and playing with this Charizard along with the other cards in the set. Now, the other cards in the set, except for the Dragonite's special to her. She likes the rainbow. I'll probably won't sell that one. I'll probably give that to her at some point as a gift. But all the other cards in the sets, all the commons and uncommons and rares, will either get graded or sold, and they're all beautiful, by the way. So I'm looking forward to one day being able to have the time and energy to put up the listings or find people who are interested in these cards because they are immaculate. He took such good care of these cards. It's incredible. I still have that box, this box right here. That wasn't the only part of his collection. This box right here, you see all these like little tan lines right here. These are all fossil packs. They're unlimited. They're not first edition, but they're all fossil packs. I have about 30 of them. So those are another part of that collection that I'm going to be moving. But yeah, so this Charizard is special. And for that reason, it's part of what I would call my personal collection. The other Pokemon cards that I collect are few and far between, but this one, I love this one. I have a stack of copies of it. There's nothing particularly rare about it. I was going to say there's nothing special about it, but I think there's something special about it. But it's a modern card. There were millions probably printed of this card. It came out in the ETB of Hidden Fates. It's the stained glass 3 legendary birds card. And I love it. I love this card. I think it is probably the most beautiful modern card, maybe the most beautiful card ever made in Pokemon. I think it's fantastic. I don't know if this is because I grew up a Catholic and I was always in Catholic church looking at stained glass windows. Maybe that's what it is. You never know how these things kind of creep into your psyche as an adult. But I love this card. I will buy this card until the end of time, and I will hold them all because I think this is an amazing card. Now, my last example of a Pokemon card that I collect is going to tie into the other cards that I collect. The other cards that I collect are Magic cards. Now, you're going to say, what does this have to do with you collecting Pokemon cards? Well, this is just an unlimited, I think this is an unlimited land. There's nothing special about it except for that signature. It's signed by Christopher Rush. Christopher Rush, prolific Magic the Gathering artist. He's the guy who drew the Black Lotus. Well, you're probably asking, how does that tie into Pokemon? Well, there was one card. There was one Pokemon card that Christopher Rush, I don't know if I can get the camera to focus on it. There was one card that Christopher Rush made in Pokemon. It was a promo card from WotC, and it was this Mewtwo. Christopher Rush drew this Mewtwo promo from WotC. And I like that. I like that a lot. I love that there's a tie in there between Pokemon and Magic. Is it a particularly valuable card? Not really. I think raw, they're selling for $30, $40 right now. It's not, I mean, I guess that's a pretty high price tag for a raw card, but it's not hugely valuable. It's not hugely popular. But I personally love the tie-in between Christopher Rush, a legendary Magic the Gathering illustrator, and Pokemon. It's fascinating. Like those error cards, when you see those Pokemon cards that come off the printers with Magic the Gathering backs on them. That's cool. I love that. That there's a story there. It interests me because it's not just this card. It's not just this Sun and Moon pack, and I collect Sun and Moon packs because they're cool. It's like Vivid Voltage. There's it's cool. I like things that kind of they've got a story to them. I can talk about it. It's like, oh, why do you have that in your collection? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me take an hour of your time to explain it to you. The other thing that I collect, pardon me, are Magic the Gathering cards, and I like reserve list cards. I don't have any super high end reserve list cards like Tabernacle, or like Black Lotus, Power 9. I don't have any Power 9. I collect the cards that when I look at them, I say, whoa, that's cool. I like the way that card looks. It interests me. Like this card is a perfect example. Land Cap from Ice Age. I think that's Ice Age. Land Cap from Ice Age. I don't know what this card is worth. It's like $1, $2. I have no idea. I just think it looks cool. And that's what a collection is supposed to be. A collection is supposed to be something that you think looks cool. This Covetous Dragon, when I started collecting these, I was buying these at $1 a piece. Near mint, gradable copies of Covetous Dragon, $1 a piece. I have over 100 of these. These are selling for in the ballpark of $15 last time I looked. Maybe it's lower, maybe it's higher. I don't know. I don't really care. Because to me, having 100 copies of near mint Covetous Dragons isn't about a portfolio. It's not about investment. It's about collecting something that I think is cool. Ring of Gix is another perfect example. Look at the art on that thing. It's so cool. It's like this decrepit hand with this glowing ring in the palm, and it's got the other finger kind of putting it through. I like the color scheme. It just when I look at this card, I'm like, oh yeah, that's just a cool looking card. And that's what I want to impress upon people. There's so many videos out there nowadays about, what are you investing in Pokemon? What do what's the next card to pop and blow through the roof? And it just shouldn't be about that. It really, really shouldn't. If you're not a Pokemon TCG player and you're just merely in Pokemon for flipping, I won't say flipping, because that is a relevant question for flippers and scalpers. But if you're just merely in it for collecting and maybe you want to hold it for 10 years and hopefully it'll retain and increase in value, find something that you like. Find something that you think is pretty, that you like to look at, because 10 years is a long time. And if you have to look at something that you don't like for 10 years, it's not going to be an enjoyable 10 years. I will say that the things that I've pulled out to collect, save the stained glass bird card. It's, who knows what's going to happen with the stained glass bird card because it's modern, it was printed, it's freely available. Who knows? But the other cards that I pulled out here, it's pretty likely that they're going to increase in value because there are some main identification. I don't know. That's not the right word. There are some main things to go after if you're looking for things that are going to retain and increase in value. And as far as Pokemon cards go, it's WotC era, obviously, the older cards. I'm not saying new cards won't do that, but if you're looking for more of a sure bet, I don't want to say sure bet, but if you're looking for less downside risk, WotC is for sure that. I don't know about my Christopher Rush signed card. It's an unlimited card, but he signed the card directly, which usually decreases the card in value. Unlimited has been going up lately. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's cool. He passed away, and his legacy to Magic the Gathering is still very much felt through today. And these, I don't know if I touched on these, but these are reserve lists cards. In Magic the Gathering, you have this thing that's known as the reserve list, and they're older cards from the first 10. I don't know the number, but from the first several sets of Magic the Gathering. For the most part, they're rare cards. There are, I think, 2 or 3 uncommons on the reserve list, but they're cards that Wizards of the Coast has promised that they're never going to reprint. So these cards are out of print forever, which is nice because it's something that Pokemon Company hasn't even promised for the real heavy hitters, like the Charizards. This is a topic that interests me. Hopefully you got something from this video. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you collect? I love to know what people collect. I'm a dealer. I'm a broker. So my job is to go after the things that you like. I'm a middleman. I find the boxes, the singles, the graded cards that other people want to buy. I try to buy them for a reasonable price and then sell them for a reasonable price and pocket the difference. So I always like to know, what do you collect? What do you like? What do you think is hot? Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you've made it this far. Congratulations. That's incredible. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you later.